Bum, 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 bum. Is my brushes there? Baby, 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 boo. Using your phone as a mirror. I'll tell you what. Ooh, my hair is pretty colored right now. Hi, how's it going? Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Well, not see you, but, good to be here in front of you. Hey, everyone. Yeah, I just thought I would jump in and say hi. Sometimes my favorite kind of lives are just like doing random ones. When you have the energy, because being in front of a lot of people at once can be a lot of energy, But hey, if you guys have DIY questions, life questions, questions about my book, or anything like that, I'm down with answering those questions today. How did you start? Oh, hey, there we go. Right out of the gate. How did you start your channel? Was it about handy man stuff, or was it trans stuff? It was actually about burlesque. I was a burlesque entertainer well before I was ever like an online content creator. I performed. I don't know. I can't remember. I before I retired about 2 years ago, I performed in 800. I did 800 performances, and I ran a weekly burlesque show here in Madison, Wisconsin, where I did that 156 times. Fucking insane. And I hosted every single week. So yeah, I got in. I've been doing handiwork for about 20 years. And I would moonlight as a burlesque entertainer. So yeah, I got in through that door. My entertainment life kind of happened that way. Do you think interior French drains are worth it? No, I don't know if I would say I think they're worth it. Boy, I don't have enough experience with French drains to have a strong enough opinion, and I don't want to ever lead you astray. But from my limited knowledge, I think that would be I think they're a nightmare. But hey, if there's someone in the chat who wants to debate that, I'm up for that. I just don't know enough to really go about it. But to me, French drains can be really great. They can be really great. I don't think they're necessarily worth the extra expenditure and the nightmare that can be installing them and all that jazz. So, but that all being said, I have thought about putting them in my house. So, but thinking about it and doing it are two different things. Do you think someday we can meet and make hamburger helper together? Yeah, you know what? Why not? Hamburger helper, you got it. Honestly, let's make some chili together. I'll get some chili mix. I'll bring all the. You bring the ground beef. Let's get to it. That's a good one. Will you ever do a makeup tutorial? Your eyes are beautiful. You know what's ironic about that question is I literally did a makeup tutorial this week, but I haven't pushed it out. One of the hardest part of the way that I shoot my videos. So the way how you love my videos being step by step by step. Well, I have to do each one of those shots. Like if I'm working on something, I do the shot maybe 9 to 11 times every time to get it right with the right lighting and the right. I want to make, even though it's a very limited amount of time that it's on screen for. Like sometimes those shots are on screen for 3 to 4 seconds. It's really important to me that it's clear and you fully understand what I'm doing. Makeup tutorials are so hard to do in that way. And I've tried doing them where I have, done the eye makeup, and then I'll have to remove it and try doing it again because I want it to look a certain way. I want it to be very easy for people to follow. And unfortunately, makeup doesn't really work that way. And I'm not that talented of an editor to make that work. So I always struggle with doing that and wanting to present those out to the world, Are you gay? Okay. It's cool. I don't know. Why did you even care? Why do people even ask questions like that? Are you asking? Are you asking because you genuinely want to know? Because I did say trans stories, so maybe I opened myself up to that. Father failed to father. That's not true at all. I had too much fathers. What do you recommend for keeping home warmer during the winter or colder days? I mean, if we're talking about winterization, one of the best things that you can do if you own the property, if you're rental, you're always limited. If you're a rental, I always tell people blankets and putting a bunch of stuff against the walls, trying to insulate the wall from that, kind of direction. You know what I mean? And yeah, that is one way you can do it as a renter. Okay, I just need to take 1 second. All right, I'm just going to throw this out there. No one in life achieves anything worthwhile when they are spending their time trolling a stranger on the internet who's not only a #1 bestseller, but spends her days on phone calls with people to help they fix things in their home. So you can troll me, but honey, you're trolling yourself with wasting your life. I'm just saying, babe. You are your biggest troll if you are trolling me. So, anyways, as far as like insulating your home and trying to make that all happen, it really comes down to removing the trim and adding in that foam, that like spray foam in there. There'll usually be a gap that's like maybe like this big behind there, and a lot of times they don't get enough insulation, so you actually lose a lot of air, a lot of warm air around that trim, around your windows and your doors. That's a really great place to start. My pronouns are she, they. Thank you for asking. So that's a really good place to start, but as we're talking about further, like how to make your home even warmer than that, right? It's all about making sure. Okay, well, here's something that people do a lot. People don't know that you can reverse the direction of your ceiling fans. Those can absolutely help keep the air low, right? Because heat will rise. So when you have those ceiling fans go in the opposite direction, they can kind of push it down, and that can help keep some air that's a little bit warmer in your home. So all that being said, I'm here to answer more questions for you. And if you want to know what's between my pants, you could just go to my OnlyFans if you want to. Don't really care, babe. It's fine. Honestly, trolls just help to drive the chat to more people. So, boom. I saved you with your HVAC. That's wonderful. Thank you for telling me. What is the best flooring for the house that you're building? It really does come down to what your needs are. If you're talking about cost, then you're limited because the options are going to be vinyl and laminate. But if you're talking about durability and longevity, I'm a big fan of wood floors to begin with. I think not only are they really beautiful, I think they're fairly easy to work with. When we start getting into stone and tile, that's when I'm not a fan. I don't really think they're worth it most of the time. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon, but I will not be answering any questions about anyone else besides about DIY stuff, my friend. Because all you're going to do is screenshot me and then use that against me. So I'm going to pass on that, babe. I'm from tropical Madison, Wisconsin. I'm having problems with bamboo laminate flooring coming up in a few spots, mostly corners. Can I fix it? Yes. So are you using, what kind of adhesive are you using? That is going to be the first thing that I'm going to throw out there. There are a whole bunch of different kinds, but the kind that I recommend are the kind that when you are walking on it, you're actually adhering it more to the floor. Those are often 100% the right way to go. And make sure that when you are applying that you're not actually oversaturating it too. The more that you saturate the area, the less it can actually adhere to. And also, what is your subfloor? You know, all those things are going to be things that you are going to want to consider when you go that route. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. My daughter is trans. It's scary now. Thank you for being good face for the community. Well, I appreciate you. I mean, hey, you know, you're always the people who are speaking the most about you are pretty much people who think the least about themselves. So it doesn't really matter. You're going to get a lot of people who are in the world who want to use you as a scapegoat for their own failures, as you can see in the chat. So it doesn't really matter that much, but I do think it's quite funny to have trolls troll me specifically. Yeah, it's something else. I'll tell you what. Hi, Mackenzie. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. We've had worse chats. We've had worse chats. You know, YouTube, we're still like expanding and growing on. So every once in a while, we are going to get hit with kind of that behavior, you know. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reach out to a friend. Hi, Mercury. I have to go to sleep, but I want to say that I love you and your content so much. You're such an inspiration to me, and you have helped me through many crises and home repairs. Thank you. I appreciate you so very much. Don't worry, the live is going to get a whole lot better in about like 5 seconds here. Hey everyone, just give me a few minutes. The trolls are extremely dumb tonight. They're pretty dumb, dude. I mean, I've had some pretty pathetic trolls before, but this is pretty good. This is up there with like the most predictable trolls that you could find, you know? I find the ones that lack the most creativity are usually the ones that just like do it because they're bored rather than doing it because they actually care about hating on people. You know, a lot of these folks who are just trolling me are folks who do it because they're just at home and they're nihilistic. They don't really care about the world. And you know, whatever reason they're just in that like lonely place where the only way they can get validation is from other people who think little about themselves. You know? So that's the only reason why That's the only reason why trolls, I think, are someone we should actually pity sometimes. Yeah, I think a lot of times that's a really good point. What the trolls say are just reflections of themselves, their insecurities, what they've been taught to fear, hate, and shame about themselves and in the world. I think another aspect to it is it really is just projection too. I think that the standards in which that trolls project onto others are actually standards that they wish that they could meet themselves, but they often don't. Again, no one who achieves great things in life will be spending their time on the internet trolling people. It doesn't really, you don't really achieve that way. The only way that you can do that, if you already have $1 billion, that's the only way you can do that. Because that person already has the money, they already have the power, and they control other people. It's almost like they're doing it in order to like stay in that position rather than gain. You're not going to gain anything when you're already on the bottom of the totem pole. That's the thing though, you look at it like a life choice, but it's not. I think that a lot of times people like to hide behind the idea that being trans is a life choice, so it gives them permission to mistreat people. But the reality is that isn't true, and anyone who is a part of the trans and queer community can tell you that. And the fact that you're like, oh, it's okay for people to voice their opinion. Yeah, it's okay to say that you're not necessarily someone who appreciates the community. But when you go out of your way and you harass someone over and over again, well, you're going to have a different story to tell. So grateful for your work. Thank you, Thornton. I appreciate you. Oh, your YouTube is going on timeout? Okay, well, it was really nice to meet you. Have a good night. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you. And thank you for the super chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your next 4 years video. I've never seen anyone be so beautiful and firmly lay down her boundaries for their fans. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Yeah, that's really funny. That's good. Jensen, that's really fucking good. If it was a life choice, I would have kept my male privilege. If it was a life choice, I definitely wouldn't be doing it. So I think that's always the thing that's so wild is like, you're right. I definitely wanted this. What I'm experiencing currently is exactly what I wanted in my life was, to be harassed by a bunch of lonely men, that was on my to-do list. Thank you, JK. Everyone say thank you, JK. We love JK. Never seen anyone with such pretty hair. Well, thank you. That was very sweet. Thank you, Meep. I appreciate you. And JK, you did such a good job. You know what I think it is, JK? It's often on YouTube shorts, especially, it's like the first like 10 minutes or 20 minutes rather. That's really what it is, because then once we get past it, it's fine. What do you recommend for a wet basement? So what aspect are you talking about, Lego? Are you talking like you want to furnish your basement, or is it just continuously wet and damp down there? Because the easy answer is to go my dehumidifier. But they actually make stuff that can soak up moisture in the air. I can't even remember the fucking name of that thing though. One second, I'm just double checking what it's called. Oh yeah, it's soak up. That's what I found real quick. You have a wet concrete slab. Well, okay, so first and foremost, it's gonna have to be a what you do outside thing though, right? So I'm guessing you have a house. If you have a concrete slab like that, I'm guessing you have a house that's like probably what 100 years old. Is that accurate? A lot of times it's about where the drainage is on your house though. Like if you're having a good slope away from the house, or if you're having slopage that goes into your house, and if you have any pools of water that are around the base of your house outside. If you have, think of it this way, that water has to, from 1933, yeah, just around the cusp when a lot of the regulations started coming in, but not quite when they were at the point yet of doing various ways to protect the house. Like they weren't wrapping houses at that point yet. They didn't really start wrapping houses, which is a plastic thing essentially that wraps around the base of your house like the foundation, and then all the soil goes around your house. And that wrap helps to keep a lot of like the water out, but it still lets the house breathe. Your house has to breathe, right? Your house can't just be completely repellent. That would also be bad in a different way, because then you would trap moisture in your house. So you got to have the moisture like leave the house. But as far as like, if you're having a continuously damp basement, one of the best things that you can do is wrap a house. But that is excavation, and that's a lot of money. So I don't necessarily recommend it as probably as a practical thing. But the other things that you can do is make sure that you can actually have a slope away from your house in all different directions, and making sure that your gutters are actually doing their job, and making sure that when the rainfall and the downspout is bringing the water away. It's all about prevention when we're talking about damp basements and a lot of moisture problems, because any amount of percentage that you are taking away from the basement when it comes to moisture, then it's going to make it a little bit easier to maintain whatever you're trying to do. Trying to correct an error, like trying to correct a moisture problem in a basement, is very time consuming and very expensive if you want to go the long haul, right? But if you're trying to do it where you're going to chip away at the problem over time, then I think it's fairly manageable. But getting it in the right direction is the key. And then the next part I was going to say is if you ever want to build flooring down there, like a dimple membrane, which is like it's more like, it's not really plastic, it's not really rubber, it's kind of, it's like the stuff that goes on the floor and you can build up on it. So it has like little dimples, little ridges on it, and it goes on the floor, and those ridges helps to separate that membrane a little bit from the floor and allows it to breathe. And those dimple membranes really change the game. And that's what I would use before I would use any subflooring. Or any foams or anything like that. That would probably give you the best shot to prevent mold and moisture down there or anything like that. So like hire landscapers to regrade the driveway. It does slope towards the house. Yep. Get gutters that do their job. Yeah, get gutters that do their job, but then go upgrade. So the standard gutter, what is it now? 4.5? I think 4.5 inches is a standard gutter. You're going to want to go for 6. If you already have problems, you're going to want to get the bigger ones that you can, and you're going to want a lot. And if you got a lot of trees around your area, it's really about making sure that you can keep your gutters clean and open too, And get the downspout to take a water away. Yeah, yep. Those are basically the routes to go. Oh, LA, give me 1 second. I have a rental inspection coming up. Thanks to you, I used wood putty to repair a baseboard. That's wonderful. Matched paint and did a pretty decent fix. Fucking way to go. That's badass. Love to hear it. Lego, I'll get right back to you here. Plus simple membrane underflooring. I really like that you're repeating back stuff to me to make sure we're on the same page. I love it. I love it. Lego, that's great. Yeah. Roruk, thank you so much. Just want to say love ya. You're always so wholesome. Oh, thank you. I always appreciate the super chats. As you can see, I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible, but I'm dyslexic, so I go fairly slow. I can do like maybe one or two at a time. It's difficult for me to keep up sometimes. Oh, cool. But actually slowed down right when I said that. Yeah, so that's where Lego, that's where I would be. That's where I think you're in a good spot there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else major. Yeah, we talked about make sure trimming tree branches and anything like that are really key. Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. I know something else that other people do. Actually, now that we're talking about this, I don't know if you're ever going to do this, Lego, but I know a friend who solved a huge part of this problem by doing like an awning around their house. So like an awning around the house, kind of like a 3/4 porch essentially. No, a lot of houses you can't do that on, but his house was pretty bare bones, and he wrapped a house with it, and he was having a lot of foundation issues. That pretty much cleaned it up because now he could basically start from scratch, and he was now bringing out that water away from the house even farther, and he said it really like changed the game for him and really put him in the right direction. I didn't finish my thought, so. One of the reasons why the water going towards your house is such a big killer is because you think about it this way. That water is going to soak through that soil, right? But when that soil gets really, really saturated, that water now has nowhere to be soaked up, and it's going to go and take the path of least resistance, which is your house. That's why the ramp is such a good deterrent. Because it will keep the vast majority of that water, well, unless you have a flood, it'll keep a lot of that water out and prevents huge parts of it. But if it's not there, then especially that older concrete, as the concrete ages, it does a worse and worse job at that. So yeah, but if you have cracks in your wall in your basement, there's like crack repair kits that some people are really into. I don't know how effective they are. Essentially, you basically inject your wall with resin epoxy resin, and people really love that these days. I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews. The people who do it all the time are going to tell you it's great. They love it. But some folks I've met in the industry are really apprehensive to using, epoxy resin. Epoxy resin is really toxic for those who don't know. It's real. I don't know. I've heard before it's super rigid. And I think that anytime that I hear that, I get really nervous because it means it's just going to break again. So yeah, I don't know. But some people are going to swear by it. So that's what other routes can you go with that? Just regular concrete patch, but it's not going to really solve your problem. Having a concrete specialist come in there and really taking a look is the best way to go. Foundation specialist. I grew up in the Green Bay, Wisconsin area. You make my heart happy. Oh, hi, Amanda. Mercury, you make my heart happy. You are always so wholesome and positive. You are beautiful inside and out. Thank you. I don't, I tell people this all the time, but remember though, what you're seeing is years and years and years and years of someone working on herself and like working towards those things. You know, you don't become someone who can like I don't know. Here's my thought process. I don't think that people start their journey as a trans person, especially an older trans woman, in a good place a lot of times. I think that for a lot of us, there's a lot of work to do. And for me, I chose to go internally transition before I externally transitioned, right? I've been out, what, 6 years, 7 years now? JK, I do not know. Everyone say thank you, JK, for helping out. Doing such a good job. um, Everyone's like, yeah, we love JK. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for the positivity and love. That's wonderful. I asked a question. JK, can we do polls on here? Can we do polls on YouTube lives like we could on the old Tiki Talk? We can. Can you set one up for me, JK? Because I would like to know if people are landlords, tenants, or neither. If that was possible. I asked that question on my Substack, and I think the percentages were about 56% tenants. Then it was like 7% landlords, and the rest were homeowners, I think. Okay. Oh, you don't think you can? Oh, no, I can. Hold on. I'll give everyone give me an option. JK, I love how I answered my own question. Are you in okay, hold on. I'm just gonna say you. Because I don't want to spend the whole time trying to type this out, landlord. Renter. Neither. Okay. Hang in there, everybody. Okay. Did I do it? Is there, are you guys seeing a poll? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? I can't tell. Oh, you just click on it. That's what you're supposed to do. Look at that! I did it, everyone! Yeah, we did it! Woo! Positive. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, actually, these are massively different results. Bye. That's interesting. Wow, there's a lot more homeowners on here. Well, a lot more people who aren't renters on here, I should say. Pretty small percentage of landlords. All right. Well, thank you guys. Really cool. I like getting a good read on what we're talking about. Kind of helps me, kind of dictate how we kind of do the conversation. But also, I've been talking to people all week about landlords and tenants, and been trying to gather information up and gather, various things up. Because, of course, you guys all know that I have a very strong, view about landlords, and I worked for landlords for years, so I know a lot of those conversations, and I'm not really a huge fan of it, right? But there are, as I found out this week, there are people who will absolutely classify themselves as accidental landlords, and at first I hated that, but now it genuinely makes sense. I can see how people would actually fall into it. A lot of people fall into being a landlord because they can't sell their house when they move away. I did not really know that. I didn't know that was a lot of people in various markets cannot sell their house, and they moved somewhere else, and the only way that they can do anything with the house and not just sit vacant. As someone said, what's worse, being a landlord or just letting a house go vacant when someone needs it? And that was genuinely a question I did not think about. So I learned a little bit that way, but I will also say the percentage of that is much smaller than otherwise. You know what I mean? Uh, I just wanted there to be that little space, and learn a little bit around that. Yes. Okay. Ooh, ooh. We're getting in a great fucking. Oh my God, you're hitting a nail on a nail in the head. 68. You are awesome. That's exactly the thing I said to a lot of the landlords. So here's my whole thing about landlords. I think that people always ask me, what would you do in an alternative, right? And the big thing that I tell people is that leasing is also a thing. And people don't really know what rent to own is. And people a lot of times would be like, "Oh, my tenant could never afford a down payment." Well, have you ever talked to your tenant about maybe doing something with an escrow and having them have their rent increase like by a certain amount, and then having that certain amount increase go towards an escrow, and then over time that can become a down payment? And a lot of people are like, wait, that's a thing? Yeah, that's absolutely a thing. And about how a lot of rent to own situations start. And if they decide, oh, hey, you know what? I actually don't want to buy this house. And when they move away, they get that money in return. So they don't lose anything, but now they're being helped to get to that goal, And I think that that's my mindset. I think that I can see a landlord having. So here's some stats for you, for those who don't know. So the vast majority of landlords own 3 properties, at least 3 properties. Okay, the vast majority of landlords own 3 properties. Okay, now there are a lot of folks. In order for that number to be that 50%, there has to be a lot of folks who own just one rental property, and there are tons of people who fall in that category. So I think cool. I feel like look at that, 8% landlords. Still pretty cool. Want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Sometimes rent to own apps are scams, though. Yeah. So how do you make sure it's not a scam? I mean, to me, I don't know if I would trust anything that it's rent to own right out of the gate. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know the great answer to that. That's not my area of expertise. I wish I knew more. But the situations I like a lot that always feel a lot more secure and safe are seeing relationships with tenants and landlords that turn into that. I always think that that's a route to go. I tell landlords a lot that if you want to have a healthy relationship with your tenant, you got to start by like offering these things up and offering up maintenance and like giving them a way to feel secure. Like if the only time they're ever calling you is when something is wrong with the relationship itself, it's going to be coded in that. You know what I mean? So like the relationship can't be all that, Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if I would ever trust an app to do that. Getting our septic system pumped tomorrow. Hey, way to go. I have a whole bunch of stats that I can read off here in a second on my threads that I cannot remember. I was posting a lot of my thoughts about landlords and renters earlier this week. Okay, so here are a bunch of stats. 11% of renters in the United States have to pay for property repairs. 11% of folks in the United States, that's 12 million Americans, have to pay for their own repairs for their rental property that they do not own. That's wild. If you're wondering where the state that really allows that is Arkansas. Arkansas is the only state where that's 100% legal. All the other states, you can still do that, but it is technically not something you can have in a lease. But what people, I think, don't understand is that a lot of leases actually have things that are not legal in it. That sounds crazy, but it's true. A lot of leases thread the needle. So in a lot of places, it's not legal to tell a tenant you can't put security cameras in their home, but they'll tell you that. In a lot of places, they tell you that you're responsible for repairs, but they can't actually do that. But if you sign that contract, then it becomes a legal fight. And then it becomes, do you have the money as someone who's a renter to fight your landlord over that specific thing? So that's a problem, So keep that in mind. That's the thing. I try to not use the term illegal, but I don't know. There's a gray area there, but if you guidelines in the state in which you live in say that that's not right, then it's not right. And honestly, even if you are in a state where that's okay to do, I don't think you should. I think if you own the property, you should be taking care of the repairs, all of them too. I don't think you get to thread the needle on that. A lot of times, landlords will say to me, I never hear you talk about how hard it is to be a landlord and how hard it is to evict people. And then my response is always, it should be hard. It should be hard to be a landlord. It should be extremely difficult to be a landlord. It should be really hard to evict someone. It should be a nightmare to evict someone. You are taking away someone's shelter. That should be harder. And if you are someone who has a landlord, by the very definition, you have more than one home. So, you know what I mean? Not all the time. There's some people who rent out their attics or rent out their basements. And I think that there's some area for flexibility within that. But the vast majority of people have at least two properties on top of having their home. So my lease has an illegal clause. It says all cats must be declawed. Ooh, that does not sound legal at all. But there is a state law specifically saying that cannot be. Whoa, that is what every once in a while I hear a new lease clause where I'm like, fucking Christ. I guess that would be. I've never run into that. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. That's wild. I actually never heard of that. Is that common anywhere else? Has anyone else run into being required by your apartment lease to declaw your cat? That's fucking wild. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, all right. We got to debunk some stuff, but most of what people are saying about landlord stuff is true. So 41% of all renters in the United States, of all rentals, are owned by individual people and not by corporations. Sometimes people get confused and think that property management companies are actually the ones that own those properties. They don't. They manage. They maintain. They're hired by either individuals or by corporations, or a lot of times they're hired by it's called corporate landlording for those who don't know. And a lot of times they're like investment firms, financial institutions will buy rental properties. The average profit margin in rental, like owning a rental, is 30%. That's a huge profit margin. For those who don't know, like a restaurant margin will be 2%. Car dealerships are 2-3%. Grocery stores are typically 5%. So the profit margin, way different. So if we're talking about is being a landlord lucrative, and a high scale, I think it can be. At a low scale, I think you fall into this territory of I think if you only have one rental property and it can take years and years and years to turn it into a profitability. I hate talking about this stuff, but it's true. A lot of times I'll hear people who are landlords for their first time saying that they're not making any money and they're not doing really well. And then I will tell them like, well, yeah, every business sucks for the first 3 to 7 years. Like that's just the way that one works. I don't think people think of that as that, but that's true. It's a small business. So there is that. Let's see here. Wow, my friend's cat is declawed and she's doing fine. Yeah, but they removed the joint, right? I don't usually say definitive statements, but declawing your cat is inhumane, and I don't really think there's ifs, ands, or buts around it. I think it's one of those few things I will definitive say, One second. I'm just reading. There's another stat. Oh, here we go. This is the stat that was really peeing me off the other day. So, we were talking about the amount of vacant rental properties in the United States is about 600,000 rental properties. There are 1.2. There's 600. Wait, I got this all messed up. I'm reading it wrong because, again, dyslexic. So the amount of rental properties in the United States that are vacant right now are 1.2 million. The amount of people who are houseless in the United States is 600,000. I hate that stat. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I maybe that's not like, individual cities, it might even out, it might not be quite that severe. Well, I did a lot of research to try to figure out how it is in individual cities. And here are some stats that are really disgusting, that make me angry. So there are 28,000 vacant rental properties in Chicago. There are 19,000 houseless folks. So, wild stat. Now in like a smaller city, like where I live, tropical Madison, Wisconsin, right? There are 780 vacant rental properties. There's 625 houseless folks in Madison, Wisconsin. I just think that those kind of stats are wild. It's wild. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the whole way too much foundation thing. Hold on. Are you gonna take back that foundation comment anytime? Tell me you don't know anything about makeup. Yeah, but I'm not. Okay, we're just gonna move on. I don't think people are getting the joke that I'm alluding to here. Okay, I'm originally from. Hey, we're all sorts of neighbors. Oh, hi, Minnesota. How's it going? Yeah, so that. Yeah, that is exactly. Virus, that's exactly what that is. So that is that stat line kind of goes across almost in every major city that I could find. Wichita, Kansas was another one. The reason why I looked up that stat in Wichita, Kansas is because historically Wichita is one of the cheapest cities in the United States, like for renting. So the average rental in the United States is about $1,300. In Wichita, the average rental is $900. They get as low as $450 for an efficiency, $550 for a one bedroom. Absolutely insane. So the reason why I'm saying that, right? And then There are 645 houseless folks in Wichita. There's 725 vacant rental properties. That's just absolutely wild. So I read those numbers and I don't know. This is why I think hoarding property is so wildly evil. And it really ruins the housing market and really ruins it all. Everyone will always be like, well, if you didn't have rental properties, where people live, and the housing market would just be vastly different. And I also don't think we should get rid of rentals 100%. I don't think that about anything. I think there's always nuance with it. I think that the fact that there is no limits, and almost everywhere in the United States, there's no limits to how many places someone can have. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking insane to me. That you can have as many fucking rental properties as you want. That's stupid. There is a man. Where was this? I don't want to. No, I don't know if I should say because I don't know where it was. There's someone who we were finding out yesterday had 300. He was an individual, not even a company. Individual who owned 300 houses. What? That doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, absolutely wild. An individual, not even a corporation. I'm sure he has his own LLC, but that's fucking insane. Okay, so I am looking for another one here. Yeah, no, 300. That's. I mean, I think that 3 is a max, but I know a lot of people who. There was one person the other day who said that they had 40 properties. But that's still a wild amount. I took care of how many? So I had 460. No. I'm thinking people. I had 160 properties I took care of, or 160 units. I had 11 properties I took care of, and I had 450 or 500 people I took care of. So yeah, a lot of people, lots of people. Those are full communities, you know. Not wearing a dress, buddy. I also don't wear dresses very often. Okay, I'm looking for one more. Oh, yeah, here we go. So there are 535 federal lawmakers. Okay, so that's senators and that's House of Representatives. Okay, 535. Okay, 238, according to a study done in 2021, were landlords. That's like what, 45%? That's fucking insane. That is a huge conflict of interest. You should not be allowed to be a landlord and be a representative. That's wild. Yeah, 535 lawmakers and 238 are landlords. That's just an astronomical number to me. Whoop. It's rapidly approaching my bedtime, so I must go. But always lovely to see you, fellow trans person, spreading love on my timeline. Oh, Elliot, thank you so much. Sending you all the love. Okay, yeah. Oh, good. Jennifer, I'm gonna make you so mad. I'm gonna make you so mad. I'm gonna make you so mad. All right. So the whole rental properties are really high, and therefore rental properties are going up. Between 2021 and 2022, there was a 24% increase nationwide, like average, on rental. Since 2010, it has been a 31% increase I don't know if that's faster than inflation. Someone should have looked that up for me. I don't know what the inflation from 2010 to 2023 is. I was having a hard time finding the exact one, but it's 31% is the average increase from 2010 to now. Um, yeah, rent used to not go up every year. People don't know that either. So rent used to not go up every year. It has for the last like 15 years, almost every year. But rent didn't. Rent was a pretty fixed number, at least for like 4 or 5 years at a time. But now you'll hear a lot of people say that they're trying to keep up with the market, and that's so much bullshit. That's not true. They usually outpace the market, like housing market in their area. If you look at rental prices, they almost always are way higher than the increase of real estate in their area. But once you increase, $20 or $25 every year, well, that becomes expected. And then you could just keep doing it. And that's kind of what places do. And also in one given area, one company could own, most of the property in that one area, so they're just fighting themselves at that point. I hate the word limit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you hit it right on the head, virus. Yeah, you buy a lot of the family. Well, this is actually one of the things that drives me the most nuts is that people will buy perfectly fine family houses and then convert them to be rentals. I cannot stand that. And converting them back. Whoa, converting them back is a goddamn nightmare. Yeah, I was involved with one conversion back, and to be honest, I don't think I don't think we did a good job. It was so much work. So this was a two-story building, and both floors had their own kitchenette, but the bottom had 4 units, and the top had 5 units. They were bedrooms, but someone converted them to be just like individual, like little apartments, essentially, like their own rooms. And it had a shared kitchenette, a shared bathroom on each floor, and shared storage units in the basement. And this was like a mansion that someone like gutted and turned into an apartment. And then someone bought it back and wanted to turn it back into, a very nice house. And fuck no, dude. That was rough. That was rough. I think one of the things that they actually they had like a vaulted ceiling. They basically extended out where the balcony was in the house, and they extended it all the way across, and then put like they put a drop ceiling in the living room. It was awful, guys. They had a 3 seasons porch that they turned into a bedroom too. Wow, man, it was a fucking mess. That was such a fucking mess of an adventure. And then the person bought it, thought they were, the house value in 2004, I think, was something like, I could be getting these wrong, but these are pretty close to it. The housing value of this specific home was 200,000, I think, in 2004. By 2009 was when they did a conversion. They did a conversion within that time period. It was worth 145,000. That's fucking insane. It was worth $145,000 by 2009, and then by 2015 it only increased by like 2,000. Wasn't it like 165,000? It never topped 170 this entire time with the housing boom and everything. So yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But the person who bought it was like, I bought it at a rock bottom price. I bet you I can convert this back for, 100,000 and it would be fine. Well, not if your foundation is fucked. Not if your foundation is fucked. Not if you need a new roof. Not if you have to convert every single bedroom back, and not if you have to get rid of a kitchen. That's fucking insane. Yeah, I hate people. Yeah, JK, I love you so much. I hate seeing videos of people covering old Victorian staircases with ugly modern plywood. Isn't it wild when you see someone like take a beautiful staircase with a lot of personality? A lot of people don't like open stair. That's actually one of the things that happened in this house was it was an open staircase and they just like enclosed it off entirely. It was absolutely an eyesore. And then converting that back wasn't terrible. You know, it wasn't bad at all to convert the stairs back. But all that lumber, all of that stuff was just so unneeded. Yeah, I always think about that too when you do conversion back, you know. When you do conversion back, someone spent so much time and effort to make that space work in that way. And now, like, what, like less than 10 years later, you're converting it back? Like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking disaster. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I can't really, flippers are another group of people that sometimes I roll my eyes at a little bit. I don't quite understand some of the thought process. I think that a lot of people, for so long, their idea was to like hit the mainstream. You know, like it's going to be easier to sell a house if you make it as likable to as many people as possible. You know, and that's the problem. I think that so much of housing culture turned into flipping, and so much of that housing culture and that like, you know, real estate turned into let's make sure that we make this as, you know, easy for folks to picture themselves into, right? Because that's what you hear a lot. You have to make it be presentable to people in a way where they can picture themselves in the home when they're touring it. And that is wild. I think that results in some pretty crazy looking, void looking houses, you know? Flippers ruin so many houses in our town and caused havoc on the market. That's another thing that happens too. A lot of times I think flippers ruin the value of houses. You know, I don't know. Again, I'm not a flipper. I'm not in that industry. I'm the maintenance person that you call because a flipper did it wrong. You know, so my view is always going to be more negative because I am literally the person that you call when the flipper you know, didn't properly set all of the interlocking wood or, you know, didn't install, Jesus Christ, didn't install a sink properly. It had a gap. There's one sink I showed up to, and they didn't cock the sink into its slot, so you could slide it. You could slide it left or right. And if you slid it all the way, either way, you had like this much of a gap. You know, wild. And in our market in Madison, unfortunately, a lot of people buy houses without inspections. A lot of people buy houses without inspections because the housing market is so crazy competitive that if you incentivize the homeowner to not have to worry about the inspection, well, then they might sell to you. So it can be that can be one of the pitfalls to all of it. Hey, JK, are you having a good night? How's it going, JK? Ooh, Blossom, getting into a really controversial topic. Yeah, so code in almost everywhere across the country is that you have to caulk all the way around the front and the sides of the toilet and then leave the back open. That's usually your code. Now a lot of people will say don't do that. Because then, if there's an overflow or anything like that, it doesn't have anywhere to drain. And first of all, you just want to try to prevent that to begin with. I think if you plan for that, that can cause problems too. Also, that's why you keep the back open. And another thing that's bad is when you actually remove the toilet. Sometimes the floor will come with you unless you cut around the cock. So that's why people complain about it, but it is the correct way to do it. So yes, cock around your toilets, and people will fight about that. What can I do about a mold issue that the central air blew everywhere? Ooh, fuck. Yeah, so was it in the ducts? Is that what happened? Yeah, shit. That sucks. Okay, Coddles. Oh, Cuddies colors? Okay. Okay, colors, I got you. So, what is this like regular mold and mildew? Like, can you smell the dampness basically everywhere? And do you have, well, how old is your house, Cadiz? Don't mind me. I always got to ask all the clarifying questions. Yes, it was built in the 70s. Okay. Okay. And it is damp basically everywhere. Okay. So the thing you're going to have to invest in is probably one or two, probably two, maybe more, dehumidifiers. And then you're going to want to get some things that they make this stuff. Someone can put this down in the fucking chat. I always forget the name of it. Is it called Soakits? There's these tablets that you put out, and it soaks up all the moisture in the air. Getting the air itself, without making it too dry, but getting the air itself to make sure you get as much moisture out of the air as possible is the big part of it. Then we can start talking about no, don't do a humidifier. That's the exact opposite of what you want. You want your humidity in your home to be about between 30 to 50%. I like the sweet spot is that 40%. If you go really low, like if you're wondering, okay, why 30%? Why don't you just suck all the moisture out of your house? Well, anything below 30%, that's when you start, when you're in your home and you're walking in your home and you're shocking, you open your door and you shock something, or you pet your cat and you're shocking your cat. That's because your house's humidity is way off, right? So the humidity of a house should be somewhere around that 30 to 50%. And if you live in an apartment, you probably don't have that. That's one of the reasons why you in apartments you often shock people way more. So anyways, so in this route, right, let's just say you do the dehumidifier part, you try to get as much moisture out. Let's just say that you already fixed the foundation issues, and let's just say that you fixed whatever leaking problems or whatever you're having, right? You already fixed all that. Then it's a matter of using the product that I like the most are anything that's mold killing. Mold killing is what you want. Now, there is a debate in the community that I am not 100% clear on myself. So I believe bleach does kill the mold. There is a debate that it does not. A lot of people say that it just kills the appearance of mold. It doesn't actually get into it. Some people say you have to use you have to use bleach-free formulas. I don't know. Bleach, the properties of bleach itself, if we follow science, bleach does kill mold. But I don't know 100% certainty. In my book, I said it does not. But now with more research, I really think it does. And then it's about applying it and reapplying it and reapplying it and reapplying it. I tell people 2 to 3 times a week for about 5 weeks. And then after each time that you clean it, then you're talking about adding vinegar to it. A vinegar and warm water mix, and you're kind of cleaning the area. Once you do that, yeah, see, bleach kills spores. Yeah, this is why, like science-wise, it makes sense. And then the next part is to put mold-resistant paint, resistant, not gonna prevent it, and then lacquer the wall. Those are the ways that I have had success with it before. If you have it throughout the whole house, though, that's a lot. I would start in one area, wherever the area is the worst, and then continue to one room to another, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, boy, yeah. I think Maddox might have the best point. I always hate falling on that though. But you're right. At the very least, Cotties, you can have a specialist come out and point you in the right direction and ask them what services they would do to get this done. And then decide if you can do it yourself. That's what I would do. I don't know where you are, but sometimes you can get free quotes. But a lot of places nowadays you get charged for a fucking quote, which is wild to me. But it is a thing that is common nowadays. Okay, where are we at? Oh, thank you, Mercury. I appreciate your advice very so much. I will take your advice and research more as well. Okay, cool. Well, hang in there, Cotties. I hope I help. But, mole is one of those ones. I even say this in a book. Not my favorite thing to talk about because it's not a great answer. Mole. If you have mole in your house, it's not a great answer. It's all about prevention. The only way that all that stuff works is prevention. Keeping the humidity down, preventing any leakage, having proper drainage around your house, having good gutters, having your house be wrapped. All that stuff is what can prevent mold. And having really good ventilation in your house too. I didn't say this, Cotty, but making sure that you have proper ventilation in your home. Because basically the air in your home should come down and then up and out, right? It should flow through your house. You don't want moisture to be trapped inside. Is a door knob easy to remove in place? Yep, Ollie, they're super straightforward. There's a bunch of tutorials online. If you want to, I have a video of it myself that's on my channel. But if you want to, buy the brand you want, make sure that it is the same size. You want to measure your doorknobs, make sure that they're the same size and all that, and all the holes are the same. And then it's a matter of making sure that you just get the tutorial for that brand and you go step by step. Okay. I don't like bells and whistles on my doorknobs. I like things to be pretty straightforward. So that's the route I would go. Okay, Alex said you might want to also check your HVAC system vents to replace filters and such to make sure you're having a good. Yep, that's a really good one. Thank you for catching that. The filter is really overlooked in general. I don't know how many people actually follow the whole replace your filter twice a year thing. I don't know how many people follow that, but it is fairly important. Make sure you're cleaning your AC filter as well. How do you remove the flippy plugs from the bath without removing the whole drain? Do you mean those ones that are on the tub and you flip it and then it pulls down? Is that what you mean? The ones with the chain on it? Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you a picture and then you tell me. Okay. 1 second. Hang in there with me. I didn't catch your name, so I'll try my best to... Come on, show me a decent photo. No, that's literally not... Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm sure this is riveting. I'm sure this is just so riveting for everyone watching this right now. How captivating when she's thinking. So beautiful when her eyes flicker like she sees a good meat. All right, well, that would be maybe. That is an awesome photo that I'm going to save, but not for this. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh my God, I'm so bad at Googling. My spouse makes fun of me constantly because I'm so bad at Googling. I truly am bad at Googling. Oh, okay. So this is specifically called the trip lever. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. So it's connected underneath here, right? It has like two different things that hook together. And then once this is flipped up, this pulls down. Is that what you are looking at? Did the person who asked this question already say something? I don't know what their name was. I just started looking before I even took note of their name. It's coin shape? Not that picture. Okay. Catherine. Okay. Coin that flips over. Coin that flips over. Okay, does anyone else know? Okay. Here are various different options. Any of these? Any of these? I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping that one of these is right. If not, we'll keep looking. If you say one of these is right, then I'll then start asking you number by number. Bottom left. Yeah, Maddox, you might be right. Yeah, it has it. Yeah. Yes. So two of these can have a chain on it. Okay. Non-threaded. Wait, hold on. 2009, is that what it is, or are you saying that's what you think it is? Non-threaded bathtub flip top drain stopper with snap and flange. Did you have that all memorized? Call the flip flop. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay. To be honest, I actually have not used one of those before. All right. So is this what we're looking at? Is this what we're looking at right here? Oh, hey, I was the one who asked. It's a flip top. Oh, you didn't need. Thank you. Thank you. It is. Okay, cool. I don't know. Just a dreaded answer. Give me a second. I might be able to figure it out for you. Maybe we can figure this out together. Um, Me neither. I got you. We can figure this out. We can figure this out. Okay.
This is JJ with Merrick Plumbing in Sarasota, Florida.
I'm going to explain
I'm going to do a quick video
if you need anything.
on a topic I've been asked by a few customers on how to remove your tub stopper in a lift and turn style.
This is the wrong one, isn't it?
Styles.
God damn it. So funny. I typed it in and it immediately showed the wrong one. It's the problem with fucking doing, YouTube University. It varies when it comes to effectiveness. Okay, all right, I hope not important is still there. Oh, no, that's not how I would do that. Okay, give me a second. A lot of people like to talk in their videos a lot. A lot of men who just stare into the camera. Kind of like, when I just stare in here and try to read. Okay. I'm watching a really quick video and trying to see if they show it. I don't know if we're going to find success on finding it. I think that this is a pretty specialized one. This feels specialized. Like, I haven't seen this one too often. Or at all, is what I should say. Hey, Mercury, I'm looking to replace toilets in my home and install heated tile floors. Should I do both at the same time for efficiency? Yes. Do the heated floor. If you're going to do the heated floor, for the love of God, do all that before you do the toilet. And then just redo the flange and redo the wax and all that stuff. Man, not getting, nope. I'm not having luck even finding a tutorial. Oh, wait, what is this? No, I'm not even having luck finding the tutorial. Like, no wonder why you asked me. I can get to some wax ring. I'm really gonna... You found one not important? Did you find one? Does it make sense? Suction cup when flat. Yes, those are words that you can type. Suction cup when flat and pull? Are you trying to remove the whole drain? Or just that plug? Just the plug. Okay. All right. So you think you got it, or do you need me to look at the same video? Because if you told the title of the video to me, we can all watch it together and we can all learn. I'm trying to avoid removing the whole drain. Yeah, that one sucks. If you do that, tub drain plug removers are the way that I would go. Don't do the whole pliers thing. That's how you break something. I got a video that I can make about that too. I got some footage of me removing a drain plug that I haven't posted yet. Are you still there? Not important? I found you again. I left TikTok and lost so many creators I liked. Oh, Grace, well, it's like to see you. I'm happy that you found me. I did not know I was lost, but I appreciate it. Yeah, no, no. Well, no, don't send the link. Just tell us the name of the video, and then we will. All of us are just gonna go running to our computers and try to figure it out. What is the best way to replace those 11? Oh wait, 1 by 1 ceiling tiles? Yeah. Someone asked. It's a drop ceiling, but not like office type. It's an old Sears kit house. Oh shit, Maddox, that's a good one. Guys, stop asking me questions that like push the limit. Um, Good question though. What's the best way to do it? Can you? I mean, there's going to be a grid. Is there? And with something like that, is a grid movable? Can you remove one section? A lot of times with a drop ceiling, if you remove one section, everything becomes easier. Ooh, would I do social media if you could go back in time? No, I wouldn't. I would not. No aluminum grid. It's just like the wood strips, like what used to be behind plaster walls. Oh, really? Oh, shit. I don't know, Maddox. Don't know. I would need to see it. Well, a lot of that kind of stuff, it's so hard for me to help without seeing it. You know, if I see it, usually my brain will go, I saw that on this old house. You know? But yeah, this is one of the drawbacks about working in apartments for 20 years. You see a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. So you get really like, okay, I can work on this stuff and I know all this stuff and I know a lot of foundational things, right? But then there's like specialized stuff that I will often be like, I don't know. You know, like that's a good question. Let's look that up together. Did not important send the title of the video? Oh, well, thank you. So what's the title of the video? Someone said yes, but what is it? What is it? I didn't see it. Can someone just tell me the title of the video? Okay. How to remove sink plug pop top. Okay. How to remove sink plug pop top. Wait, didn't you say this was a tub drain? Wait, what the fuck? Was I looking for the wrong? Not important. What's going on here? Not important. What is going on? Is that the one? Because this is the exact opposite of what you told me. Oh, Michelle, I can't say how much I wanted to pick your brain. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. My nails are so cute. Well, thank you. I think I get my nails done next week. I don't know. I think. Catherine, when you say same problem, do you mean a bathroom sink stopper or a flip top thingy knob turner thing for a tub? Is in the bathtub as well. Okay. Is it the same kind, Catherine? What time is it? Oh my God, I've been on here for a while. Oh, guys, it's getting real close to my bedtime here. What might cause a toilet to run? I'm like, I don't want to switch questions until I can actually help. I'm not important. But you asked her a good one. The tub is called a flip-flop drain stopper. Yeah, I couldn't find a video on that. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to answer one more. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I hate to do this. I'm going to say this. Is there a problem that people want me to fix in here the most? I hate doing that, but I really want to get going. So I'll answer one more. So if there's one that everyone wants to know about, push shut up. I'm gonna deputize Maddox is going to be in charge of that. Jebediah? Okay, but deputize, that's the word. Okay. I love you guys. Okay. We got a slow drain on the toilet. That's one. Anything else we want to add to this list? We could do a poll real quick if JK is still here. Ties. That's actually way to spell it out for me. Thank you. Okay. How to clean a jetted tub. I've never had to. Not gonna. I wish I could help you in that one, but I can't. Wax rings. Okay, we got a clogged toilet and wax rings. Anything else? Let's talk about the poop. Stop! Don't get me to say stuff like that. You look like Vladimir Putin if he was trans. That's a great compliment. That's a very powerful man. Okay, here you go. This is a funnier one. If you're gonna make fun of me that way, say I look like Gru's cousin. I look like Gru. Let's just be honest, guys. I look like Vladimir Putin if he's trans. You mean if Vladimir Putin was a woman? I mean, what weird, man. You're so bad at being a troll. Okay, so hey, it looks like my tongue ring is stuck in my bathroom sink. Hold on, what? Michelle, what? Okay, your tongue ring wasn't on, right? Okay, I want to answer this one because it's so goddamn funny. Okay, Michelle. Okay. So, did it go down the drain? Or is it like stuck like in the stopper, Michelle? I just picture Michelle. Oh, it's stuck down the drain. Oh, okay. Do you know what the P-trap is? I can show you what the P-trap is. If I say P-trap, do you know what that is, Michelle? Is it in her mouth? Stop. I'm stuck here for a day. Michelle, focus! Michelle, focus! Yeah, you know what the P-trap is? Have you tried opening that? Was this recent or was this a couple of days? Was it like tonight? I don't know what is the P-trap. Oh, well, Oh no, it's been a couple days. Okay. Well, hey, Michelle, okay, get a bucket. You should do this with me you should do this with me right now. Um, I'll give you like 10 minutes if you want to do it right now. And I'll walk you through it, everything. I'll even go and get my fake sink and we'll do it together. Okay, okay, you're getting a bucket, so am I. All right, we're gonna do this together, Michelle. Ugh. All right. My legs. I was sitting for too long, and now I'm just like moving. Okay. Ugh. So don't mind the fact that this is not like a real functional sink. All right. Ugh. Okay, can you guys see? Okay. Don't mind the hair. Michelle, you let me know when you are ready, my friend. And we'll kind of like go through this. You're going to need a pretty decent pliers. You might be able to do this by hand, though. It all depends. I am worth the time to learn a new skill. Yes, you are, Michelle. Let me go see if I can get a pliers real quick, and I can show you what kind you might need. Where is it? Okay. Okay, Michelle, I'm coming. All right. Michelle, you still there, my friend? Ugh. Okay, do you have this kind? People call this channel locks a lot, but technically that's a brand. This is a adjustable groove joint pliers. You got this one? Yeah, you're gonna need this one. And you're gonna need a bucket and a rag. Oh, you got it! Yeah, you're in the right direction. I was really worried you weren't gonna have it. You got him. Okay. Now, you're gonna put the bucket right underneath it. And you probably won't need a lot of bucket. Like if it's a small bucket, if it's a bowl even, you're fine. You just might need to go slow. You don't need to turn anything off because this is just a drain. So all you gotta do is you gotta go lefty-loosey with this right here. You see where this spot is? You go lefty-loosey with that with the pliers, and then it will come off, right? But do you have a PVC one like this, or do you have a metal one? Do you have a metal one? Because if you have a metal one, put the rag on the nut first. PVC, okay. Well, put a rag on it anyways. Make sure you don't like damage it, you know. But it doesn't matter as much with PVC. Yep. Put a rag on that so you don't damage any of the ridges on it. And then you're gonna go lefty-loosey here, and you're gonna go lefty-loosey there. You're gonna have one here and one here. Okay? And then, before you remove it, just make sure that all this is like, oh, let me show you. This is gonna stay up here for a second, and you're just gonna bring it down nice and slow, because you don't want all that water to dip out, you know? And then when you're ready, you can kind of make sure the water dips out when you're ready, when you can control it. Lefty-loosey. Okay, everyone. Everyone say, go Michelle! Let's do it! Let's go! All right. You found, oh shit! Oh shit! She found it! Oh shit! Yo! Oh! We found it! Ah, that's a fun one. Way to go, Michelle. What a fun way to end the night. Yeah. Now, hey, make sure you clean that. Before you put it back in your mouth, make sure you clean it. How can you? I mean, there's so many someone in this chat. I don't. Is it what kind of metal is it? Rubbing alcohol? Yeah, that's a good one. You just don't want to damage it, you know. Yeah, and then once you do all that, you can just put it right back on. You know, make sure that the gasket, make sure that this little thing right here, rubber ring or whatever, make sure that's, you're going to have one here, and you're going to have one on the other side too. And make sure those are still on. And then put it on finger tight, Michelle. Put it back on finger tight. So get it as tight as you can. So get it as tight as you can. And then put the rag back on. And then you're going to want to do like a half turn. But make sure it's as tight as it can with your hands. You know, you don't overdo it because that's when you can crack it. I know, Michelle, I'm also freaking out. Oh, you did it! Yeah! Okay, good. I'm getting my ass off the floor now. I put my big ass on the floor just for you, Michelle. Oh, that was good. Oh. Good job. Good job, Michelle. Ah. Oh, the fact that I'm not. How is it that I had not been super chatted? Why is it you guys haven't tipped me for that? There you go. I deserve that $1. God damn it. No, that's funny. All right. Well, hey, everyone, that was fucking fun. Please, Mercury, where do I get a cool bouncy stool? I will never give that secret away. I won't give that secret away. Oh, Michelle. Thank you. That was a fun way to end the night, Michelle. No, I didn't do anything. I didn't do shit. You did all the work. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, $2 to field trip run. Shut up, virus. Shut up. Shut up. That's you stupid. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you're serious in my idol. Oh, Michelle, you're gonna make me cry. I'm happy that you got it. Your motto got me through it. Ah, stop it. Hey, Biff. Big fan. Pan. By the way, I also got my first toolbox when I was 10. Love you and everything you stand for so much. This live is most helpful and wholesome. Oh, thank you. Expertise. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you. I don't know how to say that. But thank you both for the super chats. That's wonderful. We're gonna wrap up here for a minute or two, and then I'll get going here. Thank you. Michelle said thank you. No one taught me anything, and you did. I can't believe it. I love you. Oh, stop it, you mush. Get out of here. I'm just happy you found it. You know, it's really fun when we can fix stuff on a live, you know, but that doesn't always happen. You know, you got to get lucky with what the problem is, you know. And most of the time, they don't go that well. Most of the time, you know, you do something for the first time and there's something weird or, you know, there's a hiccup or something. So I'm really happy it went well. But when you told me it's been a few days, I was like, because what will happen? So the reason why it didn't go down, it's called backflow. Backflow prevention is designed to make sure that the smell from the sewer doesn't come up. So that's why you have that bend. That's why you have that P trap in there. And it also is designed to catch things like this, but also keep a little bit of water in there. That water in that P trap is there to prevent any of that, smell that will come up. And that's why when you start having smells, sometimes when your sink smells or your tub smells, it's because something is like in your P trap that shouldn't be in your P trap. That's usually a good sign for it, But in this instance, right, that backflow will also like keep the pressure from like going and backflowing right up into your home. So if you had a straight pipe from your sewer right to your house, well then when sewer rises, and you have a clog or whatnot, then it's going to go right out and point of least resistance. And that won't be no fun. So that's why backflow prevention is so important. So that's why it's designed that way. But often you'll drop something like this, or any jewelry, you'll drop it in there, and over a couple days, you're using the sink, you're letting water run. And a lot of times, the pressure is going to push it up and out. You know what I mean? So it all depends. But you got lucky tonight. You got lucky. I'm real happy that we were able to do it. Hey, thank you for the $5 there, James. Look at us. We're over $50. Woo woo! $50. Good. Hey, everyone. This was a fun live. Definitely worth it. If you haven't already, buy my book, Safe and Sound, A Renter's Friendly Guide to Home Repair. Buying a book sure does help us out. You can buy it anywhere you want. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org is a great way to do it because you're helping independent bookstores. Or the best way is to get an autographed copy from me on my website, mercurystardust.com. And thank you so much, Eliza. Thank you so much there. Persian who gave me $2. I'm sorry. I do not know names. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But you can get it from my website, and I will autograph the book, and I will send it to you. We sold 70 books today. Pretty crazy. So, hey, everyone. Wait, who just... Yeah, yes. Yes. I got you, JK. I love you, friend. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm gonna get going then. I'm very tired. What time is it? My time. Yeah, it's like way past my bedtime now. All right, Michelle, I'm happy that we helped you. I'm happy we helped everyone else in here. Thank you so much. Every Monday at 11:30 Central Time, I sign books on the live. So we can hang out, sign books. I'll sign books for you if you want me to. It's a good time. So every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Central Time, that's Chicago time, I will be on the live on YouTube. So it's a good time. And I'm on here randomly like once or twice a month throughout the nights. I like doing at least one or two lives around this time of night. At least every once in a while to keep everything flowing. And remember that I'm also doing the fundraiser again this year. We're raising $1 million for gender affirming care. So, keep that in mind. That's going to be March 30th and March 31st. We'll be on here 24/7 to try to raise that money. So, anyways, love you all. Talk to you guys soon. And yeah, we fucking did it. We fucking did it. Oh, hey, thank you, Funk. Thank you for your awesome channel. Well, thank you for the money, Funk. Someone else tipped me there too, right? Who else did? Oh, did I miss any? Oh, thank you, Haley. Thank you, Funk. Thank you, Haley. I love you both. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, friend, what's up?